Hey Aries, I'm Chris. Welcome back to the House of Light and Shadow. Now guys, if you like this video, be sure to check out others just like it on my YouTube channel at House of Light and Shadow, as well as checking out my website to book private readings, donate to the channel, all those kinds of things. Alright Aries, so we have 3 cards to take us through the week. We already have 1 card jumping out here. We'll lay the other 2 out. Alright Aries, so fresh new week here. Starting out the week with the Ace of Swords. This tells me you're coming into the week with a little bit of lightness, a little bit of clarity. There might be some closure about certain things, some revelations. It feels to me that Aries starting the week, feeling mentally light, feeling ambitious. There's a sense here also of being able to see clearly. So you might come into the start of the week, Aries, having plans, having like a direction forward, having sort of sense of where you're going now in life and where you are, and having an idea now of where things are going for you. In the middle of the week, Aries, we do have the 7 of Swords, so be careful for some deception here, okay? Because on both sides of the cards, we have one end, the Ace of Swords, and one end, the Ace of Cups. Right smack in the middle is the 7 of Swords. So Aries, this says there's this possibility, I think, with deception, with regards to both of these things. The Ace of Cups represents potential for new love and for feelings of goodness and happiness, and the Ace of Swords is similar things where it's coming up to lightness of mind, lightness of vision, that kind of thing. Right in the middle, Aries, with the 7 of Swords, it tells me that you're going to have some confusion in the middle of the week. Having some people maybe try to manipulate you, people trying to push you one way or another. Be very careful, Aries, this week for anyone trying to knock you off your game, right? Because you're moving, and you know this, right? You're moving towards something greater. You're moving towards happiness and peace, like in your heart. This weekend, Aries, you're going to go into it feeling sort of calmed, I think, and settled in a new way. In a way that maybe you haven't in a while. Being able to celebrate life, being able to have fun in a way this weekend, Aries. Definitely a weekend for good times, for family, for being connected to loved ones. So Aries, again, newness, lots of newness in your life. Lots of, I think this is more so with these 2 cards, right? Feelings of newness. So this week is a week, Aries, where you're going to start to feel fresh, going to start to feel brand new. People are kind of going to try to throw you off your game, mess with your vibe, bring low rent shit into your life. Aries, don't put up with it. This is sort of energy that says just sort of keep going, keep looking past. You know, when you're like doing things for yourself and you're getting happier and you're being more successful, and people try to come in and like fuck shit up for you, Aries. Don't let that happen this week, because there's so much potential for happiness, there's so much potential for joy, there's so much potential for pleasure right now in your life that you start to feel this week. All right, Aries, you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Taurus? I'm Chris. Welcome to your weekly reading for the week of September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, be sure to check out more like it on my YouTube channel at House of Light and Shadow, as well as checking out my website for private readings, donations, and lots of other good stuff. All right, Taurus, so we're going to have 3 cards to take us through the week. Let's see what we got going on for you guys. Oh, so Taurus, this is overall a week of stability and finding balance. We're starting off with the 2 of Pentacles. So the beginning of the week, Taurus, I think feeling really grounded, feeling really steady. The 2 of Pentacles says you're going to be feeling satisfied with your work. You're going to be feeling satisfied with what you've been bringing in. And you're going to be really, I think, in a place where the people around you are supportive, and you're feeling the love of friends, you're feeling the love of family. You're just feeling really connected in the beginning of the week, Taurus. With the 2 of Pentacles, we also have to take into account balance and harmony, right? So with this card, guys, be sure this week to figure out, look at the ways in the beginning of the week that you might be putting too much energy towards one thing and not enough energy towards other things. I think it's going to be really obvious where you need to be putting your energy now, or maybe putting maybe too much work into work and maybe not need to have a little play, or vice versa. In the middle of the week, Taurus, we have the 2 of Cups. So again, this is where this feeling of connection, this is a feeling of love, of support, of family for some of you, of friends for some of you, of your significant other. The 2 of Cups, regardless of your marital status or relationship status, makes us feel really comfortable, really sexy, really intimate. So even if you're single, this could be really intimate conversations with your friends in the middle of the week. This could be feeling really connected to something on the long term that you felt passionate about, you know, something you dream about, one of your biggest goals, feeling really good at work. The 2 of Cups is like that soulmate connection. It's that thing where you're just like hooked into something, right? So in the middle of the week, Taurus, feeling feeling those connections, feeling that sort of like there's a channel of energy between you and something else, and you're feeling supported, you're feeling loved, you're feeling like you're getting what you put into things. You're feeling like a sort of shift too, because twos are movement, twos are momentum. So it's like, Taurus, you're building up right now to something big. You're building up to a big change or a big reveal of something of some kind. Because at the end of the week, Taurus, we have the Four of Cups, which also tells us about, talks about meditation. It talks about being energetically calm, emotionally calm, feeling like the joy and pleasure of our emotions, right? The way these cups run over, it's like your emotions are feeling really joyous and happy. And I think, Taurus, what this means in regard to the whole reading is a sort of movement towards greater happiness this week, sort of movement towards momentum of something that's made you feel good, that's made you feel pleasurable, that is bringing new things into your life. Look, Taurus, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. So this can often represent a lover. So if you guys are in love or you're with an intimate partner, this is definitely a strong week for dating, for having a romantic night out, for having some sexy time. At the bottom of the deck with the Knight of Cups, though, what this is again about movement, right? So between the twos, we're building up force and building up momentum, and then the Knight, where actually that movement goes into action, or those things that we're building up go into action. Taurus, right now, you're really, I feel like you're moving towards creating something big, something that you've been planning for a while, something that you've been reflecting on for a while. This week feels like movement towards something that's been in the works for some time. Again, if it's not an actual project, a phase of your life or something that you're transitioning away from is definitely happening here for you, and it brings more calm, it brings peace, it brings a sense of, overall with this week, there's a sense of like, no matter what's going on, no matter how crazy things might be, that you're good, right? You're good with your money, you have people who love you and supporting you, and this week you feel that, and then you start to see movement towards something that you've been working on for a really long time. All right, Taurus, love you guys, have a great week, I'll talk to you soon, bye-bye. What's up, Gemini? I'm Chris, welcome to your reading for September 9th to the 15th. Now guys, if you like this video, check out more like it on my YouTube channel, as well as going to my website to book private readings, donate to keep these videos coming, all that good stuff. Alright guys, so we have 3 cards that's going to take us through the week. Let's see what we got going on for you. Okay, so a week of reflection in a big way, Gemini. We have the High Priestess starting you out in the middle of the week with the Chariot, and with the Queen of Pentacles ending the week. So guys, with the High Priestess in the beginning of the week, this is a big week of self-reflection. It's a big week of connecting to something deeper within you. With both of these cards going deep here, we have a lot of Cancer energy, so you might have a prominent Cancer placements like myself, or Cancer is relevant in your life. We have the Moon here, and we have the Cancer card here. But what both of these cards are, if you look closely at the images on this deck, you see that they both have their head bowed and they're reflective and they're thinking. The Chariot does represent movement, but at the same time, what it represents is finding a place of balance within, where you can gain momentum and where now you're focused and now you're determined. Gemini, it feels like this week brings new moments of reflection, of connecting to yourself, of forming an identity about who you are now, and feeling really calm and peaceful. There might be some moments of meditation and reflection, but whatever it is, Gemini, I feel like this is saying like your story is in some way changing, and right now it's sort of like you're getting to know the character that you're playing now. It's not somebody new, it's just like a different role, a different place in life, a different like setting for yourself, a different reality for yourself is setting in. And in the middle of the weekend, Gemini, we're moving forward in big ways. I think especially with the Queen of Pentacles showing us at the end of the weekend, not only does this show the weekend being a very comfortable place, being a place where you're focusing about your money and you're kind of feeling grounded, you're feeling loved, you're feeling supported at the end of the week, Gemini. In the middle of the week though, this is making me feel like we're moving towards this, right? So it's as if like you have a new plan, your intuition is telling you the direction you need to go. And with the Chariot, we start to move, we start to have successes, we start to make our movements in this direction, and then what we're going in the direction of, Gemini, the Queen of Pentacles. So I think what this is saying right now this week, Gemini, is that we have a new focus, particularly with regards to our money, to our income, to what we do for a living. Some of us might actually be getting situated in a new job, or finding a new source of income, or having some money come to you this week. But with the Queen of Pentacles, there is a peace of mind. Overall, Gemini, there's like if things have been tumultuous lately, which it feels like might be the case here, there's a sort of calming of the mind, there's a quieting of the mind, there's a sort of peace that allows you to see clearly now in a way that you haven't for a while. And then now we're focused on our bag, we're focused on our money. We sometimes are very scattered people, Gemini, and it feels like we're taking all of that scattered energy and pulling it together, and now like there's a laser focus on specifically, this is what I want, this is what I need. You could be making budgets, you could be writing out plans, things like that. Bottom of the deck, Gemini, the King of Cups. So I think what's happening is that again, there's a rockiness here that where this week we sort of start to find a little stability with the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. We've been working for inner stability. We've been working for emotional stability. We've been working on not feeling so oppressed by our emotions, right? By being able to overcome them, by being able to see clearly. So Gemini, this week you might have had some really strong experiences where now your emotions were sort of overcome, and not in a way where you ignore them, but in a way where you embrace them and you came out stronger with the King of Cups, right? Able to move forward in a new way. And this week, Gemini, we're absolutely moving forward in a new way. With the Chariot again, though, I think that it's a time to celebrate yourself. And I think this week you're going to get validation. You're going to get people who feel like they're on your side. You know, with the Chariot, it always feels like somebody going through a parade and people are applauding them, right? The great soldiers that are coming through. And so it feels here, Gemini, like you're going to get some support this week, some praise this week, some validation of all the hustle you've been doing. And like now, the internal work that we've been doing, Gemini, is now shifting towards the external world, and we're going to start to see bits of that start to come into play this week in a way that makes us feel really calm, cool, collected, and settled. All right, Gemini, you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Cancer? I'm Chris. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, you can check out more like it on my YouTube channel, House of Light and Shadow, as well as going to my website if you'd like to book a private reading, send donations, keep these videos coming at you, all that great stuff. All right, Cancer, so we have 3 cards to take us through the week. We already have one that jumped out here, so let's see what we got going on for you all this week. The card that jumped out while I was shuffling the deck, Cancer, is Temperance. So I think Cancer in the beginning of this week brings some healing. The Temperance talks to me right now about like emotional balance and emotional stability. And like there's a sort of closure here. There's a sort of moving forward that happens here in the beginning of the week. There's a sort of like, it feels like shutting of one door, and bracing yourself and sort of figuring out where you're at and getting calibrated to move forward, because in the middle of the week, Cancer, we do see you moving forward from that with the Princess of Swords. Princess of Swords wants to strike out. She's trying things. She's persisting. So Cancer, there is a spirit of persistence here this week. There is a sort of a new mentality, I feel like, a new outlook, a new sort of lightness in your mind. With the Princess of Swords, you could also have some really nice moments this week, especially in the middle of the week, with somebody close to you, someone who sort of lifts your spirits and makes things feel better. End of the week, going to the weekend, Cancer, we have the World. So this is where I'm saying where it feels like things are changing and things are shifting. In the middle of the week, Cancer, I think there's a real dramatic shift that's happening for you. This week you can see like a real change happening in your life, like tangible, like you can look at your world and see I moved on in a way that like on paper is real, in the world is real. And now there's this like spirit, there's lightness, there's determination, there's this like I can do this kind of energy here, right? There's a sort of more so, and I'm going to do it kind of energy in the middle of the week. And Cancer, I think by the end of the week with the World, we're just feeling changed. I think this week, Cancer, we're feeling different. We're feeling like giving birth to something new, creating something new. This whole week, Cancer, to sum it up, is a sort of week of moving on. Oh, it's a week of like, it feels to me like almost like, you know, when something is freshly peeled, right, and it's sort of vulnerable and it's exposed. This week feels like a moment where you're kind of feeling that, right? Something was peeled away and now you're sort of exposed and feeling it and learning how to move forward now. And then by the end of the week, it's almost like we have that shell back and now we're competent and now we're clear about where we're going. And this weekend, I think, Cancer, is going to feel very peaceful. I think this weekend for you guys is going to feel like you've sort of completed something, completed a phase of your life, I think, Cancer, where there was misery and unhappiness. And what happens at the bottom of the deck here, Cancer, is the Four of Pentacles. So I think where we've been going is, one, with the Four of Pentacles, feeling like we've been in a place of being stuck, feeling like we've been in a place of I have enough but nothing's changing, right? Like as if you've been doing work and you haven't really been seeing too much of the outcome, because it just feels like there's been a safeness that's been happening. And this week, Cancer, some things might rock your world a little bit that push you forward into a new job, into a new relationship, into just, I think, a new sense of self that happens this week. Also with the Four of Pentacles, Cancer, we're really concerned here about our security and our fundamental security and our financial security, right? So I think part of what's happening here with the momentum that's going on this week is that we now have plans for what we need to implement. We now know like the skills we need. We're sharpening like our tongue. It feels like it's sharpening our presentation. I say our because Cancer rising. It's sharpening like the way we put ourselves out into the world this week, right? So there could have been a change, Cancer, that has us now determined to present ourselves differently, right? Whether it's just appearance, whether this is getting back into working out, maybe this is buying new clothes, maybe this is just I'm going to put a little extra effort into grooming before I leave the house in the morning. There's a consciousness, I think, of appearance and sort of like that, the way that fake it till you make it kind of happens. You're putting ourselves now, Cancer, firmly into the place of what we want to be and what we want to accomplish, and we're showing the world what we got. All right, Cancer, you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Leo? I'm Chris. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, check out more like it on my YouTube at House of Light and Shadow, as well as going to my website to book private readings, donate to the channel, all that great stuff. All right, Leo, we have 3 cards to take us through the week. They all jumped out while I was shuffling the deck. Let's see what we got going on for you. We have the Knight of Swords starting out the week. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles, as well as the Ten of Swords. So first of all, Leo, with the Knight of Swords, I think that there's somebody in your life, some sort of problematic relationship, or let's say fuckboy situation, or sort of situationship that kind of rubs you the wrong way. Especially with the way these cards fell, it's almost as if like if this is you guys with that Princess of Pentacles slingshot, like she's just trying to shoot that dude out of the air because she's tired of his bullshit. And then with the Ten of Swords at the end of the week here, Leo, I really believe that what's going on here for you guys is that for anybody who's in situationships or dating somebody who's not working out, or just having problematic friends in your life, something like that, I think this is a week where this person just kind of gets on your nerves to the last point. This could also be a friend. Just, it feels like very annoying energy, Leo. It feels like someone who's not meeting you halfway. It feels like somebody who wants a lot and isn't willing or able to give a lot to you. And then I think this week is sort of sees you saying goodbye to that sort of dynamic, saying goodbye to that sort of thing. It's almost like you might get burned one more time, Leo, and you were going to refuse to get burned again, right? The Ten of Swords amidst defeat. This Ten of Swords looks like a painful moment, and it can be, but it's also a moment of relief, right? Like the war's over, the bullshit is over, the thing that kept nagging at you over and over again is over, it's done, it's finito. So expect some relief, I think, this week, Leo. Relief from something that's just kind of been upsetting you, maybe emotionally or mentally, especially with the swords, right? Sort of pulling your mind back and forth. That's why I said fuckboy, like people who just aren't forthright with you, right? Who aren't on the up and up. In the middle of the week, though, Leo, we do have the Princess of Pentacles, so I think that this money for you guys has been coming up a lot in these readings, and I think, Leo, with the Princess of Pentacles, I think this is you guys embodying a new stage in your life. Some of you might be looking for promotions with regards to your money, right? Some of you might be looking at investments, maybe looking at taking a trip. I think that there's a sort of either a source of money coming in or promise of money coming in this week, or at the very least, it's a sort of like expenditure on something that like in the future is going to manifest. So like it could be booking a trip for a vacation, booking a flight for a vacation, something like that. But in the middle of the week, Leo, we're sort of kind of rising above this nonsense that you might have been going through by looking to the future, by seeing that our money's going to be getting better, that we have things to look forward to that are going to be a lot of fun. And this weekend, Leo, I'd say this is a weekend where you just kind of chill. This is a weekend where you let yourself like collect yourself, You let yourself grieve a little bit if you need to. You sort of, this is a great weekend, I think, to just sort of stay home and Netflix and binge and all that kind of thing, if that's what you want. I do feel with the Ten of Swords, Leo, I don't like giving advice, but because of the sensitivity of the energy, because of what you're going through this week, the changes and these people affecting your energy, this would be a good weekend to sort of pull back a little bit and spend some time alone and allow your energy to sort of rebuild and allow you to move forward. Leo, at the bottom of the deck, we have Strength. So first of all, this is the card that represents you guys. So I think we are moving into a place of power, Leo. We're moving into a place of self-recognition. And so some of you guys, like if the fuckboy example resonates, it's because you're not, we don't play that no more, right? You're too grown for that. You're too big for that, or whatever it is. If it's someone who annoys you at work, if it's a friend who's wishy-washy, you know, it's that kind of energy that you're just ready to like step away from, right? False promises, people telling you things that never work out. And Leo, this is all like you growing up. These are growing pains, right? So something might not go well, or something might need to be released for you this week, Leo, but it's because you're in a place where you're becoming stronger, better, faster, wiser, more experienced, all that good stuff. All right, Leo, you have the best week ever. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Virgo? I'm Chris. Welcome to your reading for September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, check out others like it on my YouTube channel, A House of Light and Shadow, as well as going to my website if you'd like to book a personal reading, donate to the channel, keep these videos coming, all that good stuff. All right, Virgo, so we have 3 cards to take us through the week. We have one that just jumped out at us. Let's see what we got going on for you guys this week. Virgo, so starting off the week, this is the card that jumped out, the Six of Wands. So I think you're going to have in the beginning of the week, Virgo, a lot of celebration, a lot of time. I think this is with social, in your social life. So you might be spending time with friends this weekend or the weekend before. I'm recording this early. You might have spent time with friends this past weekend that makes you feel sort of rejuvenated. You're feeling like just connected to people. This is like a joy that comes when you feel like you're surrounded by people who are fun and you're having a good time and they're validating you and there's like no drama, no bullshit, Virgo. So I think entering into the week with a sort of peace and a sort of gentleness and a sort of lightness to your heart and to your spirit, right? In the middle of the week, Virgo, we have the Ace of Cups. So again, this is what I'm saying, that gentleness of spirit, that lightness of spirit. I think, Virgo, this week is a big week for you to feel the love of the people around you, feel the love of people supporting you. You might have experiences in the middle of the week where you just sort of, you might have to purge some feelings, right? There might be some things that are difficult that you might have to face and kind of purge a little bit this week. But all in all, with the Ace of Cups, although it can represent a moment of catharsis and healing and purging, at the same time it sort of like makes the rivers run clearer, makes the water run clearer. So you guys, like in the middle of the week, like a real peaceful moment with yourself, a real like lightness of heart, a feeling of love, a feeling of support, you know, connecting to lovers, connecting to family, connecting to just people who make you feel really good and make you feel loved and make you feel supported. The end of the week, Virgo, we have Justice. Oh, Freudian sleep. We have Justice ending out the week, Virgo. So I think what's happening now is that by the weekend you might be hearing something about news about something that's been like you waiting for a while. Justice brings a sense of fairness and a sense of balance and a sort of sense of being on the right track and being on the right page. So with Justice coming into this weekend, Virgo, there's a huge sense of peace of mind, feeling like you're in the right place, you're at the right time, doing the right things, feeling loved, I think feeling really connected to, again, it could be a significant other, it could be friends or family, but this whole week, Virgo, is I think a balancing act. With Justice, I almost feel like a stillness, right? A sort of like, I've had to put a lot of work, I've had to put a lot of extra effort, I've had to, you know, be there for people and do a lot. And then Justice at the end of the week brings a sort of calmness to me. It's sort of like those scales that she's carrying sort of start to level out and you start to feel balanced and you start to feel, it feels to me like almost like mentally healthier by this weekend, a lot less anxiety, a lot less trouble for you. At the bottom of the deck, Virgo, is the Knight of Swords, King of Swords. So I think this is the energy you guys have been embodying, very focused, very driven. The King of Wands is ambitious and to a fault. He's just so driven, and so I think you guys have just been doing a lot. I think you guys have been doing the most. I think you guys have been just hustling. It feels like to me that this King of Wands is like feeling like you just want to break, feeling like one of the things is going to get easier, one of the things is going to slow down. This week for you, Virgo, things slow down in a good way. And I think with the Six of Wands here, it's telling us that part of the reason it's doing that is because things are getting like slower and stabler. And because you've been working so hard that and you've been so focused that this week sort of you start to get the just desserts of what you've been working for. This feels like a week to me, Virgo, of reward. This feels like a week to me of getting things that you've been working for. It feels to me like a week of just lightness of spirit after a lot of hustle. So just take your time this week, Virgo, and enjoy what's coming to you because you earned it, and it's going to feel really, really sweet. All right, guys, you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, Libra. I'm Chris. Welcome to your weekly reading for the week of September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, check out more like it on my YouTube channel. It's House of Light and Shadow, as well as going to my website to book private readings, donate to the channel, keep these videos coming, all that good stuff. All right, Libra, so we have 3 cards to take us through the week. Let's see what we got going on for you. We already have one here, the Wheel of Fortune, that's jumped out at us. That was interesting. Okay, so Libra, starting out the week with the Wheel of Fortune. So I think what's happening here, Libra, is you're going through a tremendous change, a tremendous life change. The Wheel of Fortune is an indicator of sort of like the passing of the seasons, right? We often think about this, or it's often interpreted as good things coming, and that can be the case, right? Especially because at the end of the week, at the end of the reading, we have the Ten of Pentacles. But Libra, and right between that we have the Seven of Cups. So it feels to me here, Libra, this is a week of sort of tumultuous energies and emotions, sort of like ups and downs, right? That ultimately end in a bit of stability and a feeling of like closure and comfort, and like that life is sort of settled in a way, and you're sort of fundamentally, I think, ending this week feeling if not good, then at least okay. But Libra, keep in mind, we are going through a major shift in your life, a major change. It's the passing of the seasons, right? Things happen, life happens. There might be some feelings of rites of passage in life, or just major life events that have changed you and put you, Libra, a little bit into a dark place. So Libra, this is one time where I look at this card and I say it's sort of okay to just escape a little bit, to distract yourself a little bit, to allow this sort of energy to settle down, because with this spinning wheel, with this change, with all these things happening, your emotions might be in a little bit of a tizzy this week. You might be feeling like you don't know what to think, you don't know how you feel. One moment you feel one way, one moment you feel another. The Seven of Cups, we have all these different choices, and it can be sort of an indication of confusion. It can be an indication of not feeling like ourselves, of escaping, yes, sometimes. And this week, Libra, I think in light of what's happening here, and especially with this keeping us grounded at the end of the week, I say it is safe to allow yourself to check out a little bit. Allow yourself, don't try to make any big decisions right now. Don't try to make any big changes, because I don't. Just be careful about, like, your heart is not in a super stable place. Your life is not in a stable enough place to totally trust that the decisions you make or choices you make right now are going to necessarily be for your greatest benefit. At the end of the week, however, Libra, as we get into the weekend, all this settles down. And then if you have choices to make, if you have decisions to make, if you have to sort of figure out where we go from here, that leaves you're left in a more stable place, like feeling sort of secure about your finances, feeling sort of secure with your home and family, right? There's a sort of safety with the Ten of Pentacles. There's a sort of like, I'm going to be okay after all this feeling, and not just okay, but in some way, Libra, better, right? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So what's been happening, Libra, is that we have been on a journey for a while of learning to stand on our own 2 feet in certain ways, and learn. The Nine of Pentacles is often to me about individuality, but it can also represent like a sort of protection, right? Of a sort of closing yourself off, Libra, you might have been a little closed off recently, but with that closed off, it's not negative. It's sort of because you're figuring out who you are and you're trying to build yourself up. So Libra, I think overall, socially, like, not a great week to be out and about, unless it's again with like close friends and family, like people who make you feel safe and secure. But Libra, you know what this is saying also is that you're growing and you're blossoming, and we're changing into somebody even better than who you were before. So be okay with things that are passing out of being, Libra. We're sort of going to see a new reality for yourself. We're going to start to see, if that relationship didn't work out, that job or whatever it was, now we have more of a sense of clarity of direction. We have a sense of, by the end of the week, sort of stability. And it feels to me, Libra, a really strong place for you to be able to now make decisions going forward, because you're sort of made peace with something that, with the changes that have been happening in your life, and with the temporal nature of life, right? All right, guys, I love you so much. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Scorpio? I'm Chris. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, be sure to check out others like it on my YouTube channel, House of Light and Shadow, as well as check out my website if you'd like to book a personal reading or donate to the channel to keep these videos coming at you. All right, Scorpio, we have 3 cards to take us through the week. Let's see what we got going on for you guys here. All right, so Scorpio, starting off the beginning of the week with the 4 of Pentacles. This makes me feel, in a way, normally I look at this card and I feel a sort of like sense of material stability, of financial stability, that kind of thing. But Scorpio, to me right now, I'm feeling the sense of pulling things close to you, pulling your energy close to you, only surrounding yourself with things that are going to make you feel stable and comfortable, especially if it has regards to family and security around your loved ones and your home and things like that. The 4 of Pentacles, to me, Scorpio, is one of those times where sometimes with this card we want you to sort of let go and sort of take risks and take chances and move things out there and don't be so secure. But at the beginning of the week, Scorpio, I think there's an emotional thing that's happening here that requires some sort of a sense of grounding and a sense of peace and a sense of security that I think you have to give yourself a little bit this week. So Scorpio, as we move into the middle of the week, I think you're coming into feeling secure with family, feeling secure in your home life. I think that there's an overall thing with the end of the week being the star of moving towards like a new ideal. Like with the star, there's like a new vision. There's a new determination. There's a new sense of self. I feel like with the star, we're being more vulnerable. And even if you're not being outwardly vulnerable, Scorpio, I feel like this week we're sort of getting in touch with our future. I see with the star, right? So ending this week, Scorpio, I think with big plans about the future, with big plans, like a sort of determination, I think, after what happens this week to sort of go for broke, right? Shoot the moon or bust, right? That's what the star is making me feel like. Your dreams are bust, right? There's a sense here, Scorpio, of I'm not saying that you don't fear things, because in fact it's the opposite, because you feel so secure now, because like the 10, we're also feeling like we completed something, right? We've reached a level of mastery, we've reached a level of completion. So especially with some of you guys with your work, right? Pentacles representing earth and money, there might be a motivation to move into some better place and move into a better job, something that's more in line with your ideals and more in line with who you are right now, and the things that's going to make you feel more graceful and light of spirit. For some of you guys, it's going to be considerations with regards to your home life and to maybe long-term relationships and how you sort of navigate those things now, right? There's also a sense here, Scorpio, of I feel like independence with the star, of feeling like you know who you are, you know, like you're secure in yourself and you're secure in your judgment and you're secure in being able to trust your intuition, and this week I think, Scorpio, is really propelling you towards making new choices for yourself and bringing a sort of level of freshness and rejuvenation and a burst of energy, I think, into your life by the end of the week, that's going to just push you bit higher, faster, right? The star is no matter what direction you're going in, it's in line with your ideals, it's in line with what you really want to create. Bottom of the deck, Scorpio, we have the Empress. So getting a lot of lessons in love, I think, Scorpio, getting a lot of lessons right now in what's important to you, right? with the Empress, we have Venus and ruling the Empress. So that talks about love, it talks about money, it talks about all those things in life that make you feel secure and stable. So Scorpio, I think right now you're learning a lot about what you need. You're learning a lot about maybe the ways that you've neglected your needs. You're learning a lot about now how to come closer into what's going to actually fulfill you and stop maybe pushing things away and maybe stop trying to avoid things or distract yourself from things. Scorpio, there's like almost like a wake-up call this week that pushes you into a new place where you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna do it, I'm going to live my best life. There's like a determination to be happy, to be beautiful, to live your dreams, to live your life the way you want to live your life the way that you see it's possible for you. All right, Scorpio, you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Sagittarius? I'm Chris. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, check out more like it on my YouTube channel, House of Light and Shadow, as well as going to my website if you'd like to book a personal reading, donate to the channel to keep these videos running, all that good stuff. All right, Sagittarius, we have 3 cards to take us through the week. We have 2 that jumped out right at us. Let's see what we got going on for you guys. So, Sagittarius, the 2 cards that jumped out here, we have the 10 of Swords and we have the 10 of Wands, ending out the week with the 7 of Cups. So this week, Sagittarius, is sort of a heavy week, I think, for you, where it's going to feel like things are coming to an end for you. There's a sort of 10 of Swords says, to me right now, like sort of giving up on something, right? Sort of saying like, I'm done trying to make this work, I'm done trying to hustle, I'm done trying, like I think we had this for you last week, Sagittarius, and some of y'all might not have let go of that thing that you know now is like donezo and needs to be over with, because at the beginning of the week, Sagittarius, it's almost like you're getting pushed to a point where you're not going to have any choice, where this week, Sagittarius, if you don't make a change, it's starting to affect your mental well-being and your mental health and your emotional well-being. Sagittarius, with the 10 of Wands in the middle of the week, this tells me that you guys are just insistent on trying to make something work that I think the world, the universe, or doesn't have to be so magical, just that you've seen very clearly is not going to work. And Sagittarius, it's almost like this week you're sort of hurting yourself by continuing to believe that these are things that can change, that you're sort of making the 7 of Cups, you're sort of in denial in certain ways. You're sort of willfully denial, not wanting to look at the truth a little bit with the 7 of Cups, sort of into fantasy land, right, about the reality of this. Sagittarius, you have to let something end that needs to end. You need to break free of something that your spirit, your intuition, your intellect has been telling you for the longest time now. You need to let go. It's painful, yes, but what's more painful is staying in this place with those swords sticking in your back, right? And you see the way in this card, this guy has this little shadow figure on his back. That's a sort of representation of the oppression that you're causing yourself by taking on too much. It's a sort of say, like, look, here in this card we have the Saturn in Sagittarius. Saturn is restrictive to Sagittarius. Sagittarius rather don't like Saturn energy too much, because you guys are an expansive sign, and Saturn tries to restrict you and make things tighter and teaches you hard lessons. So Sagittarius, at the end of the week, I think potential for just being checked out, right? Wanting to go drink and forget your problems, wanting to go party and forget your problems, wanting to have fun and forget your problems. There's a real effort here, Sagittarius, especially with 2 10s again, where we're talking about completion of a cycle, that you just need to recognize right now, Sagittarius, that whether it's work, whether it's a relationship, whether it's like something that's eating away at you inside. Like, you know, when you're like in a bad relationship or at a bad job, and it just, things keep picking away at you mentally, these little things that you try to ignore and try to push away. It's like you have these nagging thoughts, Sagittarius, that are eating away at you. The bottom of the deck with the Knight of Pentacles, so some of you, I think, might be having, with regards to relationship problems, someone who's maybe not meeting you halfway, right? The Knight of Pentacles can mean a lot of like really positive things, but here in this situation, guys, I think, especially if you're dealing with situations with romance or with your job, this can be, right? Where it's a slow-moving energy, it's a sort of selfish energy. So when this is you, it's great. It's like, yeah, focus, hustle, get that bag, you're doing it. But when this is somebody else in your life, this can be something that is not paying off, where you're not seeing the results of your efforts, where you're not seeing things get better, where you've been hustling at work and you're still not getting promoted, right? Where you've been trying to make things work in a relationship and that other person just still isn't meeting you halfway. So Sagittarius, this week could be a potentially heavy week of feeling wise and wanting to escape and cloud your vision and not really see things, but it's all because you're being pushed to get out of something. So Sagittarius, keep that in mind this week as you go through it. What do you feel like the universe, the world, your spirit guides are just telling you that you need to get away from, like right now? Right the fuck now, Sagittarius. I love you guys. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey Capricorn, I'm Chris. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, be sure to check out others like it on my YouTube channel at House of Light and Shadow, as well as going to my website where you can book private readings, donate to the channel to keep these coming at you, and lots of other good stuff. All right, Capricorn, so we have 3 cards to take us through the week. Let's see what we got going on for you. We have one card that just jumped out as I was shuffling here, and let's start with it. The High Priestess. So I think what this is telling me, Capricorn, in the beginning of the week especially, there's a lot of need for you to rest. The High Priestess can represent intuition. It can represent, going within. But as soon as I saw it, especially the way it jumped out, it's saying, Capricorn, you need to take a break. So some of you guys might have had a wild weekend or stressful weekend. Some of you guys might just need to pause. This could be an indication, Capricorn, that you need to check yourself. First of all, before you wreck yourself, but furthermore, before you go down the wrong path. Because here at the end of the week, Capricorn, we have the Hierophant, and right in the middle is the Four of Cups. So especially with these 2 cards, right, in the beginning of the week, Capricorn, you're going to have to chill the fuck out this week. The Four of Cups asks us to step back. It asks us to sort of recharge our energy, to recharge our emotions, to sort of just contemplate, right? 2 cards very heavily of contemplation, of thought. So Capricorn, I think you're just going to find yourself this week, especially in the beginning of the week, in a place of deep thought and introspection and where you sort of need to chill. And you sort of need to not take charge of everything, and there's a point where you just have to sort of take a step back and let your emotions, whether you need to heal, whether you need to just again, you've been running yourself dry and doing the most, and now you just need to relax a little bit. There's a definite sense here of needing to allow yourself some rest this week, Capricorn. At the end of the week, we have the Hierophant, and what this is saying, guys, is all of this is leading to a sort of resurgence of yourself and either moving up the ladder at work or making plans to move up the ladder at work. The Hierophant tells us that it's time to take a step higher in our life, whether it's going to work, whether it's a role that I think for a lot of you guys, this is about work. I think the Hierophant is pushing you in the direction of what you need to do now. Like if you need to work on getting a promotion, if things haven't been working out for you, making plans about how to get into a place that is going to facilitate your growth more. But Capricorn, feeling by the end of the week just real grown up, just feeling real mature. Feeling like you've hit another level in your life of wisdom, of experience, of intelligence, and we're going to see the way Capricorn going forward that plays out in your real world, because I think this week is just kind of where we mentally, emotionally prep for that, or we start to acknowledge it, or we start to sort of see what's going on within. At the bottom of the deck, Capricorn, is the Five of Pentacles. So this indicates either difficulties with money, or it could be difficulties with connecting to the people around you. A sense of loneliness, Capricorn. So, Capricorn, what this says to me is that you might have been running yourself dry at your own expense, right? Doing everything for people, taking care of things, focusing on the hustle and not on what you need emotionally. And now you're left in this place where you sort of felt left high and dry and felt not cared for, not supported. And so this week, Capricorn, whatever has been going on for you this past week is a week where now you have to settle and give yourself time. If you have to take a mental health day from work this week, this is a great week to do that. Plan out your next moves, because you're moving into a different place in your life, and you can't just go into it. It has to be very thought out. It has to be almost sit down and write out what are my goals at work, what are my goals in my relationships. You have to have that level of planning and and thoughtfulness. So this weekend, Capricorn, a chill weekend where you get to now like read a book or spend some time in nature or go for a hike or just like take time. There's a lot of solitude this week, a lot of need for collecting yourself internally, mentally, and emotionally. All right, Capricorn, you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Aquarius? I'm Chris. Welcome to your weekly reading for September 9th to the 15th. Now guys, if you like this video, check out others like it on my YouTube channel, House of Light and Shadow, as well as going to my website if you'd like to book a private reading, donate to the channel to keep these readings coming at you, all that good stuff. Alright, Aquarius, so we have 3 cards to take us through the week. 2 jumped out of us while I was shuffling, so let's go ahead and see what we got. So jumping out of the deck, Aquarius, we have the 6 of Cups, and we have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands, Princess of Wands in this deck. What this is telling me is, Aquarius, in the beginning of the week, I think you might be connecting with people from your past. The 6 of Cups often represents that. I know I've tried to like avoid that interpretation because it's so common, but lately it's been coming up for me a lot this way. So in the beginning of the week, Aquarius, expect some things from your past to come back to light. It feels to me, especially with the Princess of Wands, things that might upset you in some way. So whether it's remembering, an old lover who did you dirty, whether it's like something that from your family or your childhood that is sort of upsetting you. I think in the beginning of the week, Aquarius, feeling it feels like antagonized, maybe feeling like this sense of joy that the 6 of Cups typically should bring leads to now it could be ambition, right? So it leads to some kind of tumultuous feeling. So with the Princess of Wands there, that can manifest as anger, right? So something from your past that coming into light that makes you angry. Or what this could be is a recognition of a new place that you are in your life. The Princess of Wands is just starting out with a lot of ambition. So what the experiences you have in the beginning of the week, Aquarius, that are related to your past, to family, to your childhood, things like that, now bring you into a place where you can move forward, and now in the middle of the week you're making lots of plans and you're being very ambitious about the future. Some of you might be making new plans, right? Some of you might be, if this is an ex-lover, be ready to get out there and start dating again with this fiery sexual energy. That's to be said. Also, Aquarius, keep an eye on your sexual health this week. Not necessarily like you can get diseases or anything. Of course, always be safe, but making sure you're getting some a little bit, because the Princess of Wands energy, it does need to be expressed. And always when I see her, it makes me feel like if certain energies are not expressed, if you're not channeling your energy into ambition and making things better, if you're not getting sexy time, if you're not dating and you're frustrated, if you're not dealing with things head on, this could become anger that like just burns things down. So whatever in the beginning of the week, Aquarius, sort of triggers you, be sure to use that energy towards something positive. At the end of the week, Aquarius, though, I think you guys are just going to want to be checked out a little bit. 7 of Cups says that you're sort of left in a place where you're not sure where to go. 7 of Cups, I think, towards the end of the week, Aquarius, leaves you in a place of confusion, leaves you in a place of feeling like there's so many options because you're not really paying attention to what you really want. 7 of Cups can allow us to escape. It can be fantasy. It can be distraction. So Aquarius, by the end of the week, I think your emotions this week putting you in sort of a weird place where things aren't bad, but it sort of feels like in your head and in your heart, just a little, it feels a little rocky this week. It feels a little like you're going to have to deal with some things that you maybe thought were past, that you thought you had moved on from, and that bring a sort of sense of, I want to do better. I want to get what I need. I want to get what I want, but maybe not quite sure how to. Bottom of the deck, Aquarius, is the Emperor. So again, if some of you have been dealing with like past lover situations, I think that this person could be on your mind and could be feeling like sort of the oppressive nature of that relationship. Aquarius, you might be dealing right now with somebody who's making you feel a little like less than good about yourself or less than powerful. But Aquarius, ultimately at the end, at the bottom of the deck with the Emperor, this is about getting your power back, right? This is about you being strong. This is about that Princess of Wands energy where you see he's sort of taking this chaotic scene beneath him and building a city out of it. So that's the best expression of this energy, guys, is to take anything that feels like chaos, anything that feels like it triggers you or rubs you the wrong wrong way strikes a nerve this week, how do you take that energy now and transmute it into something that is beautiful, into making your relationship something that maybe you worked it out and now you're able to move forward and now you have better communication, or how do you make peace with the past without losing sort of sight of yourself and sort of fleeing into escapism and fantasy and distraction. All right, Aquarius, you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Pisces? I'm Chris. Welcome to your reading for September 9th to the 15th. Now, if you guys like this video, be sure to check out more like it on my YouTube channel at House of Light and Shadow, as well as checking out my website if you'd like to book a private reading, donate to the channel to keep these videos coming at you, all that good stuff. All right, Pisces, we're going to have 3 cards to take us through the week. Let's see what we got going on for you guys this week. Okay, so starting out the week, Pisces, with the Nine of Wands, I feel like you guys have learned a lot of lessons here. The Nine of Wands can speak to being paranoid, to being sort of on guard, but for me, what this is saying is that you guys are learning from your mistakes. I think the beginning of the week in particular sees you handling yourself better, handling yourself differently, not sort of being protective of yourself and protective of your energy. This could be that you have experiences early in the week where you kind of are resolved to either move on from them or not allow it to affect you, or just kind of got smarter, right? Got smarter how to deal with certain people, got smarter about how to deal with certain situations. There's sort of graduation mentally and emotionally, where now it's like, I'm not going to make those same stupid mistakes again. I tried something experimental, and whether it worked out or didn't work out, I'm learning lessons this week. Middle of the week, Pisces, we have the Four of Swords. So again, finding mental stability and balance. The Four of Swords also asks us to recognize that things are changing in time. And what's changing, Pisces? We have the Queen of Wands. What's changing is you. What's changing is you coming to a place now of newfound confidence and newfound self-esteem and self-assuredness, right? A sort of not only having instincts, not even having intuition, but now knowing that your intuition is accurate, that you can trust it, and that you now know how to attract the things to you that you need the most. This week overall, Pisces, is a week where you gain lots of clarity and lots of understanding and lots of like being able to see clearly in a way that maybe you haven't for a while, or a way that just now is sort of like the Queen of Wands' torch is like you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel of something. You're feeling more creative, you're feeling more yourself, stronger, right? More sophisticated, more grounded. Like this just feels like a grown woman energy, whether you're a man or a woman watching this. This feels like you're growing up. The feeling this week, Pisces, is growing up in a certain way, right? Regardless of your age, feeling like you're evolving. Having experiences this week, Pisces, that show you that you've learned and that you are in fact growing, and that you've been telling yourself that you're growing, but now you're going to see it, right? You see the way at the top of this guy's wands, he has those eyes that are slowly opening. It feels like to me, Pisces, like those eyes are starting to open. You're starting to see clearer, and now you have a good idea of who you are now and the direction you sort of need to go in going from here. The bottom of the deck, Pisces, is the Seven of Swords. So I laugh because normally we think about this as other people deceiving you, but I'm going to do both ways here, Pisces. Partly, I think what's going on here is that you've been fooling yourself, right? We've talked about this before, where you're sort of talking yourself out of certain behaviors or certain actions, or not wanting to pursue things fully that you know you should be. The Seven of Swords here says stop playing yourself, right? Stop making up lies. Like the swords here that he's carrying in his arms are so heavy, and it's like the heaviness that you get when you sort of don't acknowledge what needs to change, when you sort of don't try things on because you're afraid. It's about also taking some risks here, right? Don't have so many hang-ups. Like put yourself out there this week in a new way. Expose yourself, be vulnerable, ask for something, right? This is a great week, Pisces, to ask for something, because it's very likely that what you ask for you can get. Pisces, also what this is though, is that part of what you coming from here, where you're wiser, you're smarter, you're more awake, you're more woke, is because you've been played enough, because people have been deceiving you. They've been telling you one thing when they meant another. They've been leading you on. They've been like kind of telling you that everything was okay when they knew it wasn't, or that they're going to change when they weren't ever going to. So Pisces, now you're like too smart for that, you're too wise for that, you're too experienced for that. And now I think by the end of the week, feeling empowered now to make the changes we've been talking about you guys making, feeling empowered now to going into next week. Now what do I do? What do I ask for? What do I start to manifest and attract? Because you guys have like this superpower to manifest anything you want right now, and you got to put that to use. All right, Pisces, I love you guys. You have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.